This is the Generic Live Show for the 18th of March, 2018, and it begins right now. Want to fill your home with the best Generic Live Show products? Then head on over to Generic Live Home, found at geek-io.net/Generic Live Home. This is the Generic Live Show. Thanks for joining us here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday. It's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io. Thanks for joining us to the operation room. It's the operation room. Generic Live Shows. Oh, that's not what I wanted to play. Clearly, production is at an all-time high. Thanks for joining us here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday. It's Dale Campbell here with you. It's 2 minutes past the hour on Sunday. It's a pleasure to be here as per always. Now, housekeeping. At the top of the show, we are in about 2 minutes time going to be giving away the Generic Live Hoodie. I haven't forgotten. I was meant to do it last week, but that kind of fell by the wayside when everything malfunctioned, and we're back. We fixed everything. Everything's all hunky dory at the time being. Saying that, I've probably jinxed it, but we are going to be giving that away right after I tell you. We're trying something different. We're experimenting with the show. We're going to be changing up the format a little bit from what you're used to try and make it more open, more forum-based, if that makes sense, a more open discussion, more so than a structured show. The first kind of half-ish, we'll see where the natural course of the hour takes us, is going to be whatever this is, and some smaller discussion stories. And then the second half of the hour is going to be a major talking point of each hour. Hour one is going to be the Victorian bushfires that have destroyed over 40 homes and over 40,000 hectares of land. And the second hour is how Australian supermarket Coles is in kind of financial shambles and is kind of looking for a home. They're going to be our two main stories of the week, and there's going to be more hanging out and more chatting. If you've got any feedback as we go along, you can jump into the Discord, geek-io.net/Discord at any point during the show. I've got that open as per always. That hasn't changed. Very excited about the upcoming segment. Same as you remember, same as it ever was. The pre-show viewers got a little taste of that in a very, very funny way. I love the bumper. It keeps you intrigued of what's coming next. It's a great bumper. It's the best bumper ever. Actually, it probably is the best bumper on the show. This current incarnation, but we're going to be tweaking with the new format, see if it works. It was a suggestion come up in a post-show discussion, so we do take those comments seriously, and we go away and we tweak things a little bit for your liking. So it's definitely we do appreciate your feedback. In the chat room, in everywhere. Anyway, that's very exciting. Oh my god, the preview photo for this is me looking like I'm an idiot, but that's a whole nother story. That's not your problem. That's my problem. So there you go. We're getting a little bit of a touch up done this week. So we'll see how that goes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Thank you everyone who did go over to bit.ly/GLShood over the last couple of weeks to enter in the Generic Live Hoodie giveaway valued of over $30. We will ship it to you. We will I will get in contact with you after this, probably tomorrow, if I'm being completely honest, because I have to go to work straight after the show, so there's not gonna be much time left at all. But we'll get in contact with you to get your hoodie sent to you free of charge. It's worth $30 USD. It is a first giveaway. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we are going to now pick the person at random from everyone who did. Again, go over to bit.ly/GLShood. I'm not going to show. How am I going to get away with this? We didn't have. Yeah, we had a couple of responses. We had a couple of responses. We're going to pick a random number of entries. We're going to show this. Yeah, why not? We're gonna show this. Oh, why did that not? Uh-oh. 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 Alright. Well, we will get that fixed, because that is a problem. Ah! Alright, well, I know what I did. So let's go. Alright. The number associated with the Generic Live Hoodie giveaway is number 3. I'm not going into the spreadsheet. So, the third winner is Sandra Kurz. Oh, my mother won. Oh, I can't. Can I do that? My mother won. She is amazing. So, there, Sandra Kurz. Congratulations. Get in contact with me. I'll ring you after the show. Why not? Thank you everyone for entering again. Sandra Kurz is the winner. It's fair. Third entry on the stream. There you go. Oh, don't do that. Uh-oh. And, well, here we go. Oh. What am I doing? Alright, here we go. There we go. Congratulations to Sandra Kurz for winning. Thank you everyone for entering. We're going to be doing this again. It's a bunch of fun doing the giveaways. So if there's ever a giveaway up again, please do enter. We do appreciate the feedback. We got some interesting feedback here. Her favorite moment is the very beginning of the show, and every moment is as awesome as the last. And she wishes that she's going to enjoy her prize. Actually, you know what? I'm going to read some of these other entries here, because these are amazing. So our very own Chorus of Rhino in the chat room recently knighted Chorus and Rhino. Her favorite moment is I'm going to be the woman of GLS. I'm going to be the woman of GLS. That was from the reality TV shows episode of GLS. I'm going to be the woman of GLS. That one. Gemini also entered. The looks that I give CJ when he comes, CJ Boat, when he comes on the show, that scream, keep it PG or I will murder you. And Gemini says, to the amazing host to be dedicated to his craft. That was some of the winners, some of the contestants on the show. Again, massive congratulations to Sandra Kurz for winning the hoodie by the numbers. Again, it was a bunch of fun, and we'll probably do this again. I don't know what with. Probably the next limited edition item, but it's a pleasure as per always. And you can, if you want to browse the selection, you could always go down over to geek-io.net/generic Live Home is the URL for that. The hoodies will be up until the 28th of March, and then they will drop out of the store and go into the Generic Live vault, only to be wheeled out at special occasions. So there you go. Alright, let's get into the show proper, ladies and gentlemen. And from that exciting, thrilling, long-winded giveaway, we've got some very, very sad news to kick us off, unfortunately. Stephen Hawking dies at age 76, family says. Some key points for you. Stephen Hawking, it's no longer the pre-show. Stephen Hawking, dubbed as one of the world's most brilliant theoretical physicists since Albert Einstein. He was given only 2 years to live when he was diagnosed with motor neural disease in 1963. Hawking worked ranged from origins of the universe through to the prospect of time travel. He died peacefully at his home in Cambridge in the early hours on, what would this be, Wednesday morning, local time, according to a statement from his family. Quote, his family have kindly requested that they be given the time and privacy to mourn his passing. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Mourn his passing, but they would like to thank everyone who has been on Professor Hawking's side and supported him through his life, the statement said. Professor Hawking, who was dubbed one of the most brilliant theoretical physicists since Albert Einstein, died on what Albert Einstein's would have been 139th birthday. Professor Hawking's children, Lucy, Robert, and Tim, said that they were deeply saddened by their father's passing. Quote, he was a great scientist and an extraordinary man whose work legacy will live on for many years. His courage and persistence with his brilliance and humor inspired people across the world, they said. We've got a little bit of a clip here.
I never expect...
Oh, excuse me. We've got a little bit of a clip here.
I
said we've had a little bit of a clip here that is Hawking reflecting on his greatest achievement. We'll be back.
Expected to reach 75, so I feel very fortunate to be able to reflect on my legacy. I think my greatest achievement will be my discovery that black holes are not entirely black. Quantum effects cause them to glow like hot bodies, with a temperature that is lower, the larger the black hole. This result was completely unexpected, and showed there is a deep relationship between gravity and thermodynamics. I think this will be key to understanding how paradoxes between quantum mechanics and general relativity can be resolved.
Again, that is Stephen Hawking reflecting on one of his greatest achievements. Yeah, it's very sad to have lost such a great mind like Stephen Hawking. And it's just an amazing, a man that defied all feats of life as well. And I just, you kind of feel for the man a little bit. A man who, came down with this terrible disease and didn't let it get to him is definitely something that can be bred a new life. Here is more of Stephen Hawking announcing a new search for alien life.
In your estimation, what's the probability of finding intelligent alien life in the next 20 years and why?
The probability is low. Probably.
With his trademark sense of humour, physicist Stephen Hawking announced plans to search for alien life.
But the discoveries of the Kepler mission suggest that there are billions of habitable planets in our galaxy alone. And there are at least 100 billion galaxies in the visible universe. So it seems likely that there are others out there.
They hope to deploy thousands of tiny light-propelled spacecraft into our nearest neighbouring star system, called Alpha Centauri, which is 25 trillion miles away. Scientists hope the vehicles, which are called nanocraft, will be able to travel at 20% of the speed of light, which is more than 1,000 times faster than current spacecraft. They'll be around the size of a postage stamp with a small sail, but despite their small size, they'll be able to carry cameras and communications equipment. That means they can send back pictures, which will help determine if the star system contains an Earth-like planet capable of sustaining life. But before they do that, the crafts would have to go through a difficult journey, first surviving a launch from a larger spacecraft, then 20 years of travel through interstellar space, where there are plenty of obstacles like dust collisions to dodge. It would then take 4 years for the pictures to transmit back to Earth. The project's called Breakthrough Starshot and could take years to develop, and there's every chance it may not work. The $100 million initiative is being financed by billionaire internet investor Yuri Milner. Last year, he and Hawking announced a 10-year-long project called Breakthrough Listen. This involves monitoring radio signals for signs of intelligent life across the universe.
Today, we commit to this next great leap into the cosmos, because we are human, and our nature is to fly.
That is Stephen Hawking talking about alien life form on the search for alien life. Of course, people, talking about his experiences in space as well. Again, yeah, he went to space. Hawking, of course, twice married and divorced. Something that we don't really think about too often, and of course people from Australian scientists all the way around the world paid tribute to Hawking, and it was an amazing feat. As person who was told you have 3 years to live, and despite all odds, beat it. It's incredible the achievements that Hawking has done. Moving on to our next story, a quite different story, let me tell you. Russians are rushing to the polls. That is a very bad joke, and I feel terrible, and I'm going to go take a shower now. Bye. No. The Russian election is on. Vladimir Putin has casted his vote. I wonder who he voted for. I wonder. That's no surprise. He voted for himself, right? There's no way that Vladimir Putin didn't vote for himself. Russians are doing it to themselves. As this page, it's the pundits over there are calling it inevitable. Edible. They're calling his election edible. Russian President Vladimir Putin. Oh, no, he's apparently won. Okay, well, that's news to me. Won a landslide re-election video extending his rule over the world's largest countries for another 6 years at a time. It ties the West on a hostile trajectory. The vote was tainted by widespread reports of ballot box stuffing and forced voting, but the complaints will likely do little to undermine Vladimir Putin. You think? That's not. Yeah. Sure. His numbing video overnight will extend his total time in office to nearly a quarter of a century, until 2024, where he'll be 71. Only Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin ruled for longer. I don't know who that is. A former president, apparently. Mr. Putin has promised his new term to beef up Russia's defenses against the West and to rise living standards. He addressed thousands of people who railed outside the Kremlin to thank them for their support. New achievements, speaking to a crowd who attended a pop concert. marking his victory. Okay, I wouldn't have thought that Putin would celebrate his election near a pop concert. I can't be the only one that finds that surprising, right? I definitely did not expect that to be a thing. It's like a pop concert. Takes all sorts. So that's where we stand there. I mean, it's not surprising. I'm actually surprised that Russia has not taken the China route yet, considering the amount of scrutiny that the Russian elections have been going through of late. I'm definitely not surprised that Russia haven't taken on the China route of abolishing term limits. And I mean, it's not that is not a great stance to take, but it's definitely wouldn't surprise me if came out tomorrow and said that, you know what, no more term limits for Russian presidents. Definitely wouldn't surprise me. And on the return of last week's episode, I was talking to a friend of mine about the Chinese president term limits, and he said that they thought that already happened. So again, it's not surprising that this is taken place, but it's, again, wouldn't surprise me if Russia went down the same path. We've got some audio here. I don't know what this is. It's in relation to this. Ooh, airy music. Putin's fourth term. Opinion polls showed set to secure the vote with 70%. I can't remember. Where are we? Nearest rival. After 18 years in power, with a victory of the longest serving leader. Russia seems to reward the autocrats, something. There's no content here. Sources say, oh, what was that? Sources inside Russia's ruling elite anticipate that he'll repeat the maneuver he deployed in 2008. Last time he faced term limits. So did Russia have a term limit of 3 terms? Also, is it just me, or is it seem like he's been in power longer than that? I have a distinct feeling that he has been in power longer than 6 years. Sorry, 3 terms. I can't not believe that. That's something that doesn't sound right. My favorite part of this article, though. So he won with 73.9% of the vote, which apparently is a landslide. Backed by state TV, the ruling party, credited with the approval rating of about 80%, his victory was never in doubt. I'm actually shocked at those numbers, and I'll tell you why. I feel like that is very low for Russia. Now, 80% approval rating and 73.9% of the vote is excellent. In other parts of the world, that would be something to strive for. But in Russia, where they're essentially a dictatorship, it's very surprising to me that the numbers are that low. Particularly on the back of, and I keep comparing Russia to China, and I know I shouldn't, but I will, because let's be honest here, they're very similar, very similarly run. You know, with the most recent abolishing term limits, China had a 99% success rate on that one, and only had 5 people that didn't vote yes. To me, 78% of people... I'll put it this way. 22% of people didn't want Vladimir Putin to have a third term. That is a little scary. We're moving towards people having an opinion in Russia. I know, it's a revelation. Hold on to your butts, let me tell you. As we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday, it's Dale Campbell here with you. Right after the break, we've got one of our favourite segments to do on this show. Same as you remember, same as it ever was, and with a very, very special treat. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. It's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io. It's the Generic Live Show. We'll be right back. Enjoying the show? Want more once we go offline? You can keep the conversation going in the Geek.io Discord over at geek-io.net/discord. Hang out with all of your favourite Geek.io personalities, and if you support our Patreon at patreon.com/geek.io, you get exclusive content. Again, keep the conversation alive once we go offline over at geek-io.net/discord. Are you a fan of the Generic Live Show? Now you can fill your home with the best Generic Live Show products by heading over to Generic Live Home. You can either pick up a Generic Live mug, or a Generic Live shirt, or even a Generic Live pillow, or maybe even all three. Everything at Generic Live Home is at affordable prices. So go check out the full range now over at geek-io.net/Generic Live Home. And we thank you for your support of the Generic Live Show.
This Geek.io podcast network is proudly sponsored by Think Geek. Think Geek is the biggest online retailer of all things geeky. That's right, everything geeky. And they stock the biggest brands in geekiness like Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Minecraft, Legend of Zelda, Marvel, Game of Thrones, DC Comic, and Geek Labs. And they sell a whole bunch of things like collectibles, electronics and gadgets, t-shirts and apparel, gifts. They sell it all over at Think Geek. And they have free shipping on orders over $75 or a flat $6.95 US standard shipping to all places in the US. So when you're ready to check out the range over at Think Geek, the online geek superstore, just use our link to go over to Think Geek over at geek-io.net/thinkgeek. That gives us a little bit of a kickback on what you buy. Don't worry, we're not stealing your shoe size or asking you for a blood sample. It's okay. We're only getting a kickback from what you buy. We don't actually see what you buy from Think Geek. Join in, geek out, Think Geek. We thank Think Geek for their support of the Geek.io podcast network.
Hold on tight. This is the Generic Live Show. Thanks for joining us here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday. It's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io. Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure as per always. We're doing things a little bit differently. We're trying something now. We're trying a new free-form format, and I seem to like it. I don't know. It's not... Things don't seem to get overly rambly as they used to, but we're here. We're wearing these pink headphones that are $20. I hate to ruin the facade for you. They're very cheap headphones. Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure as per always. If you've got feedback on any of the stories, you can contribute live, but we'll also come back to you a little bit later on with your feedback to these stories and more. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to announce that we have a bumper for a recurring segment that has been on the show for 4 months now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for... This is not my show. Or is it? I forget. I can't remember. 1974, 1981, 2002, 2001, 1941, 704. Is it the same as you remember? Or is it the same as it ever was? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Same as You Remember, Same as It Ever Was. I do love that bumper. It's pretty good. I've come around on it now. That was a couple of minutes of prep time last night. We're doing it on the fly. This is the segment where we take a trip back in time to a random month and year and tell you everything that happened on that month and year. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're taking a trip back to jump into your trip back machines. Time travel machines? Trip back machine. To January 1999. We're going back in time. Ladies and gentlemen, January 1999. January 1st. By the way, 1999, don't know if you're aware of this, it kicked off the International Year of Elderly. Never heard about that in my life. Also, on January 1, 1999, the euro currency was officially put into circulation. January 2nd, 1999, a brutal sandstorm smashes into Midwestern United States, causing 14 inches, that's 359 millimeters of snow, snowstorm, not sandstorm. Brutal snowstorm crashes into Midwestern United States, causing 14 inches of snow in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and 19 inches, 487 millimeters in Chicago, where temperatures plunge to negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit, that's negative 25 degrees Celsius, and 68 deaths were reported. Oof. Wow. January 3rd, 1999, the Mars Polar Lander was launched. And January 4th, 1999, the former professional wrestler Jesse Ventura is sworn in as governor of Minnesota. January 7th, 1999, impeachment trial for President Bill Clinton begins in the U.S. Senate. U.S. Senate. January 10th, 1999, Fatboy Slim, Norman Cook, achieves his third UK #1 single with Praise You. There you go. January 20th, 1999, the China News Service announced new government restrictions on internet use aimed especially at internet cafes. Oh, dude, remember when internet cafes were a thing? I so want internet cafes to still be a thing. Please tell me that they're still a thing. January 21st, 1999, is in one of the largest drug busts in American history. The U.S. Coast Guard intercepts a ship carrying 4,300 kilograms of cocaine. That's a lot of cocaine. And January 25th, 1999, earthquake hits Colombia, South America, killing 300 and injuring 1,000. Let's see if there's anything else worth of note. Not many people. There's no famous births. Huh. No, okay. There's nothing else of note. Rel203 in the chat says, do you want to do a game of trivia? I mean, you can send it in. I'd be happy to do it. We've got the show planned out, but sure. What does your trivia game involve? If it's quick, we will do it now. If it's not quick, then we'll save it. Put your idea in the chat. What's your idea? If it's quick, we'll do it now. If not, we'll take it down and we'll do it another time. There you go. We'll do it through the chat. If it's quick, we'll do it now. If it'll take a bit of time, we'll do it in the next segment. How's that sound? Yeah, there you go. We'll do it in the next segment. If it's quick, we'll do it in the next segment. If it's not quick, we'll save it for another time. There you go. But I want to get the reason for that is I want to get through this main story that we have for today. We'll do it later then. Gave you a follow. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Tune in next week. We'll try it next week. 5:30 PM Eastern. We'll be here. Yeah, we're here every week. So thank you. Or you can send it in genericliveshow@gmail.com. How about that? .com. or you could do that. Either way. genericliveshow@gmail.com. Oh, I don't want to. See how gmail.net is bad. I'd hate to imagine what gmail.com is. Can we name the show generic? Generic Live. Alright. We do appreciate the follows. If you like us, if you like what you're hearing, please do drop us a follow. Bushfire Crisis, the Superblaze of the Century. People are dubbing it. If this will show a bit more than just that massive banner ad. Whoa, I can't read that. Bushfires have destroyed communities across Victoria and New South Wales, with over 80 homes believed to be destroyed. Now, we're up to 80 homes. Huh. Well, it was 40 last night. Up to 70 homes and a school have feared lost in disastrous bushfire that enveloped the New South Wales south coast town of Talathra. The New South Wales Rural Fire Service says the blaze is still out of control. It's raining fire ambers throughout the township, and there are spot fires starting all throughout the streets of the town, he told 2GB Radio. No lives are believed to be lost at this time. We've got a clip here of, I believe it's an interview of people in an evacuation center in the town. Let's see what this is.
And this is Bev and Val, who are tasked for locals, and you are sitting here watching our monitor to try and work out whether your house... Do you know if your house is gone?
No, but I think it has, but we can't see it, so I don't know. But it was very close to us when we left, so we're back onto the state forest, so I don't think we've got much chance.
So Val, when you left, you just had to pack up and go?
I got evacuated 3 times.
Oh.
Yes, I left. I got told to leave Thompson's, which is, as you come into Tathra. Got told to leave there, went to a friend in a street in Tathra, got told to leave there, went down to the beach and got told to come here.
Right. So what does it feel like to be sitting here watching our monitor to try and work out whether you lost your house?
Very strange. Actually, it doesn't seem real just yet. But yeah, very strange. Very, very strange.
I can't pick very much out of there at all because from a plane, you can't tell uphill or downhill or exactly where it might be. Yeah.
And there's authorities saying now 70 homes may be lost. I mean, that's going to devastate.
A lot. Yeah. Tathra's not that big.
No.
No, actually, it's not that big. It probably would have helped if we'd had mobile phone coverage.
Yes,
but apparently we don't deserve mobile phone coverage.
I think the tower was burnt. Well, look, we'll do whatever we can to help you here. All the best with it.
That is a couple of locals from Tathra in this catastrophic fire. Some of these photos are just heartbreaking. Of course, people just with hoses trying to fend off the fire. Just houses in distraught. Some of the the wreckage. The fact that it's now no longer just a Tathra problem, but this is now pushed into the top end of Victoria as well. It's hit a lot of that. It hit a lot of people at the same time. That did come through. All right. I thought I'd muted that source. I was very hopeful that I didn't mute that. Because I had an auto playing ad, so I was like, the evacuation center is completely packed. Insurance have declared the event catastrophic. The New South Wales Regional Fire Service said on Twitter, quote, "Today has been a disastrous and difficult day. At 8 p.m. there was 26 bushfires, bush and grass fires. 12 were uncontained. The fire at Tathra is at emergency warning. Crews are still working to extinguish homes that are alit." That was on the 18th, so that was yesterday. Temperatures, of course, reflect this. There's temperature raising everywhere. They soared to 38 degrees Celsius in Sydney CBD. Further west of Penrith, they peaked at 38.2 degrees. We will ask our co-host, Suri. Hey, Suri, what is 38 degrees in Fahrenheit?
38 degrees Celsius is 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
There you go. Wow, Suri was actually a useful contribution to this show for once. Wow. The coolest temperature in and around that area was apparently 33 degrees Celsius. The New South Wales Regional Fire Service continues on Twitter saying, quote, "While firefighters and residents have saved many homes in Tathra, a number have been destroyed. The exact number won't be known for some time when building impact assessment teams go into the area. The fire has burnt right to the coast under strong winds." And that's another thing too. You've got to consider these are strong winds as well. And of course, many cluster fires have started off this as well. We're going to see what this Herald Sun video is. Of course, I am smart enough to know that there is a commercial coming, so I have muted it. But until then, it's not a good idea to advertise a product using fire right before your video. Well done, news.com.au. Probably not a great idea. Here is the Herald Sun video. We'll start that again. So for audio listeners, this is the fire, the main fire. And some grooving hits too. That is incredible. People are dubbing it locally worse than Ash Wednesday. Is it Ash Wednesday? What was it? I can't remember the exact time, but there was bushfires in Victoria that devastated homes and crashed through, leaving the show in utter disarray. Of course, again, this has moved beyond this New South Wales fire and into New South Wales, into Victoria as well. Almost 300 firefighters battle blazed yesterday with 29 aircraft deployment as well to try and help out as well. Emergency Management Commissioner Greg Lapsey says that the firefighter are doing an exceptional job on the ground and in the air amid fears of worsening weather. Quote, "We could see dry lightning and thunderstorms across Victoria yesterday afternoon," he said. Strong, up to 22,000 properties are without power in the state, mostly due to strong winds. Now this is... Oh man, I can't believe how much this could hurt a local community, and it's something, again, natural disasters are just something. And whilst in New South Wales and Victoria, southern New South Wales, northern Victoria, where this is based, having raging bushfires, the Northern Territory and Western Australia are being hit hard with cyclones at the moment. There is just a massive onslaught of just bad weather across the board, and it's rough because what else can you really do? You know, there's not much that you can do without, you know, feeling for a lot of these communities, and these are small micro communities with only, you know, 100,000 people in the town. It's hard to keep a hold of. But anyway, as we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday, it's Dale Campbell here with you. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna find out what you think about a lot of these stories. Apparently, oh god, apparently my stream's not up to 10. All right, well, there you go. And if the guy is still here, can't remember his name. If Rel203 is still here, we'll play your trivia game. How about that? As we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday, it's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. The Generic Live Show is proudly powered by you. That's right, you. Patreon.com/Geek.io is where you can support this show and all of your favorite Geek.io productions. For as little as $1 a month, you get everything that we do in one nice nifty RSS feed. And you can get a special room in our Discord at geek-io.net/Discord and hang out with all of your favorite geeks. Just head on over to patreon.com/Geek.io. That's patreon.com/Geek.io, GEEKIO, for all the reward levels, including a produce your own show level, and for all of the details. We thank you for your support. Generic Live Show is sponsored by ProXPN. ProXPN is an uber-secure VPN that believes you should be able to use the internet how you want to, by encrypting all traffic that goes through it. It keeps all of your data private and your IP is completely hidden, so your location is secure. Keeps you safe from stupid cable 6 strike rules and more. With everything going on, ProXPN is a good investment and is very affordable, and won't break the bank. Keep your traffic safe. Go to proxpn.com and use GEEK20, that's GEEK number 2 number 0 GEEK20 for 20% off the already really low price starting at $6.25 a month. We thank ProXPN for their support of the Generic Live Show. Generic Live Show is sponsored by Tweaked Audio. With 7 styles and 7 colors, there are mic'd and non-mic'd options available. Designed to sound great with music and talk and engineered for durability. All options come with a lifetime guarantee and a noise-reducing design. Compatible with all of your devices, even those weird Windows phones. We have an exciting offer just for you. If you use our coupon code GEEK at checkout, you'll receive a third off your order plus free worldwide shipping. Head on over to tweakedaudio.com to check out the range. And when you're ready to order, use coupon code GEEK, that's GEEK, GEEK, at checkout for a third off and free worldwide shipping. We thank Tweaked Audio for their support. You finally found the most generic live show. This is the Generic Live Show. Thanks for joining us here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday. It's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for GKO. Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure as per always. It's good to be here. It's fun. We're mixing things up a little bit. We're doing a new laid-back style, which is always fun to experiment with the show, and hope y'all are enjoying the show. Apologies to Rel203, whose trivia game we couldn't get to. He'll be back. Give us a follow, so there you go. So this is your time to shine, chat room. Open lines at the Discord, geek-o.net/Discord, or in the chat. It's your time to shine. What do you got going on? Have you got any feedback regarding the bushfires? Again, tragic story. It's a developing story, and it's tough. And and you can't really do much about it other than trying to salvage homes and trying to just keep the wheels going on the motion. Anything about Stephen Hawking, who tragically passed away, who apparently died peacefully in his home. So there's that as well. At age 76. He had a good run considering he was told he had 3 weeks to live. 3 weeks or 3 months to live. Way back in 1968. So it's he did tremendous work, as we heard. Anything about the Russian elections? Russian elections happened, and again, Vladimir Putin has a 4th term. I kept saying 3rd term. I meant to say 4th term. Before you write your angry emails, do understand I did say 3rd term. So 4th, but I meant 4th term, which would make sense considering it did say over 2 decades or something. So there you go. Or What about 1999 or that adorable bumper that we made? That was kind of a push together thing last minute. Oh, by the way, I want to say this for the record. Do appreciate the support that I've been given over the last week regarding the show that didn't really go so far, didn't go so well, particularly towards the end. It kind of things fell apart. And thank you everyone for your support. I am now officially. Hang on. I got this back here. Hang on. It's called getting a prop live on air. Officially have the hat. To prove it, I am an official graduate. I want to get some more photos up over the next couple of days. I just want to make sure I have all of them before I push that out live. I'll probably put that on the Facebooks. An official graduate. So that was exciting. That was on Tuesday, and it was an experience. It was a 2-hour ceremony, but it definitely did not feel like that. Mainly because I think it came down to 2 reasons. 1, I was overcome with emotion. 2, yes, I did cry. Leave me alone. I'm a big softie. What can I do? I can't not cry at my own graduation ceremony. It's like crying at your own birthday party. It's definitely you have to cry at your own birthday party, right? An important birthday party. I think I cried on my 21st birthday party. Can't remember. That was a while ago. He says not being that far away from his 21st birthday. But anywho, that was an exciting thing. It was great to spend it with family and with friends, and it was a whole day of it, and it was just spectacular. And I went to a birthday party afterwards, and I felt way overdressed, and it was a bunch of fun. I had to return the robes and stuff, but I still had a very smart, dapper, blue-coloured theme on it. Thanks, Stan, the man who dressed me. Yes, I have people who dress me, which doesn't sound surprising at all now that I lay it out like that, right? That's definitely not surprising. He was the man, and he got the job done, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. And what else happened this week? I can't remember what else happened this week. We gave away a hoodie, but we'll remind you of the winner next hour as well. But again, it was a pleasure. It was fun. I did my time. Wow, it sounds like I went to jail. I went to uni. But I don't know what's ahead of me yet. We'll find out together on this next magical chapter of my life. There you go. Oh. As we continue here on the Generic Live Show for a Sunday, it's Dale Campbell here with you. We're doing it for Geek.io. Coming up next hour, again, we're gonna run through. We got unwanted. The supermarket chain Coles is up for sale, and a London restaurant that isn't landing well with the locals. And what are the best positions on a plane to ensure a good night's sleep? All this and more coming up next hour on the Generic Live Show. Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure as always. I'm Dale Campbell. We'll see you in hour 2.